Okay, people, I'm getting ready to slice up one of these romaine lettuce. Get that all chopped up so when I'm ready for salad, it's ready to go. This one looks a little rough for the wear, so I'm definitely going to cut on it first to get rid of these bad leaves. This come from Walmart last week. That's going to go in the trash. I can see that's all the way down through that. I just got these a few days ago, and I noticed one of these looked a little rougher than the others, and now I don't know why. What I'm saying is it was rough shape, the bag that they picked out already, but I thought, well, I'll get right to it and get it eaten, and that way it won't go bad. But now, see, even this has got a bad ridge on it, but we'll see. Now, see, the rest of them's not like it. It was just that one. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up both of these. So maybe if everybody sees this lettuce already cut up, they'll get it out and start eating on it too. Look how scrawny of a thing of that romaine that is. It's disappointing. You know, I had a grocery pickup one, or a grocery delivery once. It was just a chef salad in there, already made with all the ingredients, toppings and stuff you wanted. And about half of them, halfway through, was bad lettuce. And you can complain to customer support, and a lot of times they'll just say, refund your money, don't worry about it. They actually wanted me to bring that back to the store. I got sick for 3 weeks. I wasn't about to hold on to decayed lettuce for 3 weeks and try to take it back on those people. And I thought, well, I'll throw the lettuce out, wash the container so they'll have a barcode. But more than likely, they said, well, how do we know you didn't eat it? So I was like, it ain't worth the fight. But I wanted to show you real quick. I like romaine lettuce, but I do not like these big, thick spines when I'm eating a lettuce. So I'll show you how to remedy that. So when you go to do this, what you want to do is you want to take your knife down each one of these spines. And these are, you don't have to go all the way through the core. You're going to wait till last for that. And just continue to go through those spines. And what that does is when you go to chop your lettuce up into bite-sized pieces, you won't have those big chunks of core. It'll be more manageable and enjoyable for your salad. Can you see how I've done those spines? I've just cut right down through them. And after you do that, you just cut your lettuce up into a smaller chop, about like you would want for your salad. And I'm just going to cut that back till I get down to that core, and then I'll throw the core away. I wish they would do this at restaurants that have like salad bars, because you go and you get these big hunking pieces that you can't hardly pick up with your fork and eat. And it just kind of, it's off-putting, you know, when you're trying to enjoy salad. Okay. Go down through this one now. Well, get it lined up right. There we go. And don't worry about this lettuce. I've got my salad spinner over here that I'm going to rinse this lettuce and spin the water out. You know, some of these shoppers that pick your orders for you, some of them care, some of them don't. So, you know, that's one of the risks you take. All right. I'm going to put all my lettuce in this little spinner. Give it a good rinse out. That looks like a dried piece of lettuce. I'm going to rinse it real good and spin it out, and then I'll be ready to store it in my fridge. So let me give this a quick rinse and I'll be right back. The sun's starting to come out finally. Let me get a Ziploc bag. These spinners work so good for getting all that water out. Okay, so what I do from here is I put my lettuce in a Ziploc bag, and I will fold up a paper towel and include it in that bag, and that draws out the moisture and it helps keep your lettuce fresh longer. And I'll wash and clean that in a minute. But that's all the lettuce I got out of that. Ain't that a shame? That's the way it is sometimes. So now I'll just take me I'll take what's left. This amounts to about 2 paper towels. And I'll fold that up and I'll just place that in that bag and zip it up and put it in my veggie drawer in the fridge. Cleans out all that extra air, and it's ready to go. We might get a couple salads out of it, but at least that much of it will get eaten. The rest of it was just a loss. Okay, let me bring this over here. I had bought a couple of these little snackle boxes, they call them. I found these at the Dollar Tree. It was a 2-pack, and I thought that would be handy for slicing up my little cherry tomatoes and stuff, and store them in one of these to make it easier to get out and eat whenever I go to have a salad. So I'm just gonna slice some of these up. I love these little cherry tomatoes, and my grandson does too. And one day I had probably about that many left, about half a bowl. And I come home one day after I'd been running around. And those things eat. I knew where they went. And so I think it was the next day he was here. I said, "Do you know what happened to my little tomatoes? They're all gone." He says, "Yeah, I ate them." I said, "I thought so." I didn't mind a bit. I remember my oldest granddaughter, she told her mommy's getting on to her, "You didn't ask Mama for that," or something she'd got to eat. I don't know what it was, but she says, "If Mama's got it, then I've got it," because that's what I've always told me. If I've got it, it's yours, honey. So she told her mommy real quick, "If Mama's got it, I got it." Okay. Now let's see. Let's start on this cucumber. I just bought a large English cucumber. Those little ones, they're so good that I don't know, they just go bad too quick. Let's see if I can get all this off of here. There we go. Just slice down through that and get it off there. All right. So, cut this in half and make it more manageable. Like cucumbers. Okay, I'll wrap this up here in a moment. And then then I've got some little baby carrots, which they're a little hard to cut, but I'm gonna get some of these fatter ones and just try to cut them down into smaller slices. It makes it better for your salad. There we go, that's enough for the carrots. And I've got some oven roasted turkey in the fridge I'm gonna get out. And I'm gonna chop that up and put it in one of these. So it'll be already chopped and ready to go. Here's what I like to buy for my salads. It's the carving board. Lunch meat, this is oven roasted turkey breast. Costs a little bit more. It's the right thickness to make a real good chef salad. And I just line it up and I cut it into little, just like, you know, go down through it one time. And it makes just little strips. Okay, I have these little legs. I'm gonna go ahead and slice them up and fit what I can in these other two squares. Good morning. Today is Thursday morning here. I'm getting ready to run into another town, and I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby today, and there's a couple things I'd like to look for. I've got two sisters with birthdays coming up in May, and I'd like to find them something nice, and I think Hobby Lobby is a real great place for picking out gifts. And also, Mom mentioned the other day that she'd like to have a new garden flag. So while I'm there, I'm gonna look through those and see if I can find something pretty. And I don't know. Still, I need to go grocery store, so I might do that. I brought my cooler bag. I got this at Walmart some time back, but it's real convenient. But I'm gonna stop by Chick-fil-A, good Lord's willing. And I'm going to pick up my husband one of their chicken wraps. He loves those. And we don't live real close to Chick-fil-A, so I thought I'd do that for him so he'd have that as a nice treat this evening. And probably will end up at a Walmart sometime. I'm thinking about stopping at Aldi. And my guts is already growling, y'all, this morning. I'm so hungry. But if I keep myself busy, I can make it till 12. And I really don't want to give up on my fasting. It's been so tempting lately. So anyway. But yeah, that's my plans for today. So let's go ahead and get this car started, get buckled up, and get headed that way. Everything in their spring shop decor was 40% off today. They had so many pretty little things to choose from. I thought these globes were extra pretty. They had lots of wind chimes to choose from, and I love these beautiful bird baths. These were $59.99, but I have seen them at Aldi's before, and I think they run like $30 or $40. These butterflies are all very pretty. And I especially love these little grasshoppers. Aren't they so cute? It's like they have their own little personality. I thought they were adorable. Okay, you all, I got my Chick-fil-A. I got my husband his wraps. I'm going to put that in the cooler for him. I just got finished up shopping at Aldi. And I found a lot better prices in there than I could have even got at Walmart, because I was going to do a Walmart haul tomorrow because there was just a few things I wanted at Aldi's. But like on the hamburger, I got it like $1 cheaper on the package. So I was like, just go ahead and get stuff like that that's cheaper there at Aldi. And I think I pretty well got everything that I was going to get at Walmart, except for some French dressing. And I'm not going to go into Walmart for that. I'll probably just stop at a Dollar General or something. They didn't have French dressing at the Aldi. But it was so busy in there. Usually they have plenty of buggies or carts. And they were down to the last few buggies in the corral when I got there. But luckily I found me one. I got me some Chick-fil-A sauce. This is a cheat day for me. I shouldn't be eating these fries, but that's what I'm gonna do. I got some mayonnaise to go on the sandwich. I got the spicy deluxe, but I got it without the cheese. Show it to you without dropping it everywhere. I like a little bit of mayo on my chicken sandwich, and I like to take my fries and dip in that Chick-fil-A sauce. I had success at Hobby Lobby. I found a garden flag for my mom. I think she'll like. They'd sold out of all their spring garden flags, but they had some options in the 4th of July stuff that would still pass for springtime. So the lady helped me that worked there. She says, we've got a couple options that could still go for spring, not just 4th of July, and it worked out great. I did find my two sisters something for their birthday. I can't show that on the video, unfortunately, because they watch my videos. But after their birthdays, I will post a picture of what I got them on the community post. But, and then I found a little thing of like, it's in the picnic section, just those little disposable trays. I picked some of those up because I got them for like a couple bucks, and it's a pretty good stack of them. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here, eat my sandwich, and I will meet up with you again when I get home. And if I'm able to, I'll do an Aldi grocery haul. So I'll check up with you all then. Okay, I made it back home and I'm tired. So let's get into the grocery haul. Here's my husband's wrap. I need to put that up. And I found my French dressing, but I couldn't find it at the Dollar General. So I had to go to a local grocery store and get it. But they did have it, but Dollar General didn't have French dressing at all. They had like ranch and buffalo dip and stuff like that, but they didn't have the, and they had Italian, but they didn't have French. All right, first off, I'm going to show you this pretty little, I believe it's a solar light. I don't have my glasses on, but it's got a solar panel on the back. Let me get this out of the way. I'm afraid of tearing it up. There we go. So now you can sit better. And the little door opens. This goes in like your flower bed, I guess, or however you want to decorate with it, really. I got that for my daughter-in-law for her Mother's Day gift this year. It's really cute. I'm gonna set this off to the side so I don't bump it and knock it down. Okay, I've got 2 big bags of green peppers, and you think, geez, that's a lot of green peppers. But I have some stuffed peppers that I'm gonna make this weekend for my mother-in-law. She loves my stuffed peppers. They're not anything complicated or fancy, but my husband requested I make that for her birthday this weekend, because honestly she'd rather have that than a gift, and she's probably got everything anybody could want, really. So that's what all the green peppers is for. Got me some of these little cherry tomatoes. That's regular for me, if you've noticed. I got me some fresh romaine lettuce. This looks good and healthy. Whenever you go to pick out romaine lettuce, if you're getting it like this, where it's a flat price for every package, notice the weight of them as you pick through them. If you get one a little heavier, you're getting more for your money's worth. They had 1 or 2 I picked up was real light, and this is a heavier one. So that's one I went with. And of course, look at it real good and make sure it doesn't look wilted. I got my husband one of their chocolate cakes. He does not typically like chocolate cake, but he likes those from Aldi's. Got a big thing of peanut butter because, like I said in other videos, we go through it pretty quick. And I got 2 packages of strawberries. These looked real nice. They redesigned our Aldi's. The produce used to be further down in the store when you come in the door. Now it's right as soon as you come in. And it kindly set... It doesn't work well, I'll put it that way. Everybody's coming in the door, that area gets congested for everybody picking out their produce and fruit. So it bottlenecks it for people coming in the door trying to get in. You can't get in. Now, if it was further down from the entrance, that would have worked fine. I've walked in other Aldi's before that was set up just like they have ours now, but they're further away from the entrance, and so you don't have that problem. So yeah, it took a minute just to even get in the door, but we did her. But yeah, I got 2 packs of these. I bought a pack of these maybe a week ago, and they were so good and sweet. I hope and pray these are too. But I was sitting there munching away after I got them cleaned, and I thought, oh, the grandbabies would love these. So I took and cleaned what I had left up, and got all the leaves off of them, sliced them in like halves. And you should have watched those babies, which Delilah, my oldest granddaughter, she doesn't like them, but the other 2, they were like little chickens just going back and forth, picking out of that bowl and eating them strawberries. They didn't last no time. I got so tickled at them. I got me a box of garbage bags. Something has been trying to tear into our trash. Well, it ain't been trying, it has been. The cans are not knocked over, so I'm thinking maybe, might be raccoons or something like that trying to get into it. So if you have any tips on how to discourage the little furry friends from tearing into my garbage, let me know in the comments below. I got 4 containers of cinnamon rolls. I'm going to make a point. I always try to cook breakfast for my husband before he goes to work, but I have 2 other sons that goes in early in the morning as well. And if I can, I'm going to try to start cooking for all of them. And they get up at different times, but if I could just get it all made at once, have it sitting here on the counter when they get up, if they want a biscuit sandwich or whatever I made that day, they throw one together and go out the door and save them some money. I don't fix big breakfasts, so don't get in thinking, hey, wow, woman, you're gonna cook breakfast every day. But no, I fix simple things. Usually it's frozen biscuits. Like if I do biscuits and gravy, it'll be the frozen biscuits, and then I buy that packet gravy. It's cheaper to buy it in bulk. If you could go on Amazon or Sam's and buy it in the big bag, you can get a better deal on it. But for instance, that's what I'll fix. One morning I might fix a big pan of cinnamon rolls. What's another thing? French toast I made for them this morning. Sometimes I make pancakes, but it's not real complicated breakfast. Just something they can grab and go out the door and save them from being hungry and having to spend on an extra meal if they don't have to. I got 2 packs of ground beef. I'm going to use that for the stuffed peppers. And I was pleasantly surprised to find these stuffed jalapenos at Aldi's for 1 box of these, like at the Dollar General. And I'm not real sure. I'm thinking at Walmart it's about the same price, about $5. And these were like $3 a piece. So I got me 2. Because I did have one on my order that was going to be about $5 or $6. I got me a block of Kobe Jack cheese. I'm going to block that up in like sticks and put it in my salad. I bought this little pack of the grilled chicken. I had a little bit left of the turkey, but I'm going to put this up and I'll get around to eating it eventually. It's good till, well, I ain't got my glasses on. Anyway, if I don't think I'll get to it quick enough, I'll put it in the freezer and then get it back out later. But the price was pretty good on it. I think it's like $3, so I couldn't pass that up. And then last but least, I got this big bag of frozen chicken wings. And I'm going to try to fix some of those maybe next week in the air fryer. So that is it for my Aldi haul. I've had a good day. Lord watched over me and got me down there and back safely. Everything's still good and cold and frozen. Even allowing the time that it took me to eat and stuff, everything's still good and fresh, so I consider that a win. But yeah, I need to get it all put up now. But I thank you all for joining me. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you to all those that have recently subscribed to my channel. It's been a pleasant surprise and a blessing to me. And it just makes this worth it. It really does. So you all have a blessed day, and until I catch you in the next video. Bye.